Teachers at Tulsa's Booker T. Washington High School are thinking outside the textbook. They've teamed together in the name of safety to talk openly about student behavior. 2 Works For You reporter Micah Hatfield shows us how it's helping them identify troubling changes.
The teachers are looking for differences in their students' behavior, and the SAFE teams want to address the underlying problem before it's too late.
A teacher may say, does anybody have David in your classes? Well, here's what I've been noticing. Seems to be a little down lately. Is anybody else seeing that? What's that about? Does anybody have any information or know of anything that's going on?
The teachers at Booker T. Washington meet 30 minutes every week. There's no agenda for the meeting, and attendance is not required. It's a time to bring up concerns they have about their students.
It's very difficult to educate them when maybe their emotions are running high, or they are not fed, or they're not thinking ahead. They just are impulsive, and it gets them in trouble.
The school's counselors are in on the meetings. If the teachers point out a problem, the counselors will either help the students themselves or refer them to the on-site therapist.
It's a good way for me to understand who specifically I need to call in who's struggling with their own issues.
And getting that information from teachers is extremely helpful for the counselors. Mary Beth Likens worked at other schools as a counselor before Booker T. She says, she would look for students who were regularly missing school or ones who came to her office for snacks because they didn't have food at home. But she says others who were struggling slipped through the cracks.
It didn't always include the student who's moving for the 3rd time this year because of a family situation, or the student whose parent doesn't have a job now, or who has a sick child at home and is needing to stay home to provide child care. Those types of issues didn't always get my attention.
The Mental Health Association started the SAFE teams in the early 2000s after several Green Country teens died by suicide in a short period of time. Mike Brose says the purpose of the teams is to change the culture and create a better, more open line of communication in schools.
The #1 training request is how does the school respond after something bad happens? And we're happy to provide that training. SAFE team is about never having to use that if we can possibly do that.
For the 2016-2017 school year, Booker T reports they discussed 324 issues in their meetings and referred 23 students to counseling, mainly for mental health issues.
I don't understand why it's really not in as many schools, because I think it is an easy model to implement. You don't have to have everybody present to make it effective.
Booker T likes the idea so much that they're starting a student SAFE team because they say the students are very in tune with what's going on with their classmates.
We would want it to be represented equally, and also to bring those issues that might affect one population over another.
Right now, the Mental Health Association says they're only working with Booker T and the Owasso Ram Academy to facilitate SAFE teams. Micah Hatfield, 2 Works For You.